Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Ain Shakira. So today I would like to present our assignment topic, which is amplitude shift keying. Okay, for the introduction, amplitude shift keying is a form of amplitude modulation that represents digital data as variation in the amplitude of a carrier wave. In a ESK system, the binary symbol 1 is represented by transmitting a fixed amplitude carrier wave and fixed frequency for a bit duration of t second. Okay, next for the objective is to investigate the process of digital modulation in frequency, to analyze the time domain and the frequency domain using the spectrum analyzer, to understand the theoretical foundation of the analog communication. Next, to design the simulations model of the amplitude shift keying of modulation and demodulator. So next, I will pass to my partner, Izurin.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Nur Izurin Aisyah, EA18116. I will continue from the previous slide about the amplitude shift keying. So amplitude shift keying is a type of amplitude modulation which represent the binary data in the form of variation in the amplitude of a signal. So any modulated signal has a high frequency carrier. The binary signal, when as modulated, give a zero value for low input while it give the carrier output for high input. From the side of the figure represent ASK modulated waveform along with its input. To find the process of obtaining this as modulated wave, let us learn about the working of the as modulator. So for ASK modulator, the ASK modulator block diagram comprises of the carrier signal generator, the binary sequence from the message signal, and the band limited filter. So at my side is the block diagram of the ASK modulator. So the carrier generator sends a continuous high frequency carrier. The binary sequence from the message signal makes the unipolar input to be either high or low. The high signal closes the switch, allowing a carrier wave. Hence, the output will be the carrier signal at high input. When there is low input, the switch opens, allowing no voltage to appear. Hence, the output will be low. So, the band limiting filter shapes the pulse depending upon the amplitude and phase characteristic of the band limiting filter or the pulse shaping filter. So next, for the ASK demodulator at the left side, there are two types of ASK demodulation technique. They are asynchronous ASK demodulation or detection, synchronous or ASK demodulation or detection. The clock frequency at the transmitter when matches with the clock frequency at the receiver, it is known as a synchronous method as the frequency gets synchronized. Otherwise, it is known as asynchronous. So this is the result. For the most right side, it is output for as modulation with a binary input. At the middle, it is output for as modulation, and for the most left side, it is output for as modulation and demodulation.
Okay, next for the discussion. Based on the result, what we have learned in is how to determine the process of digital modulation is frequency using by the ASK theory by using a MATLAB or Simulink. For a binary message sequence, there are two levels, which one of which is typical 0. Thus, the waveform consists of the burst of sinusoid.
So it has come to the conclusion. For the conclusion, we are able to know how to determine the period interval between the wavelength of spectrum frequency by using a MATLAB and also Simulink. The binary signal when as modulated give a 0 value for low input while it gives the carrier output for high input, or the amplitude is also fixed. And thus, we understand the theoretical foundation of analog communication. I think that's all from me. Thank you.